All right. Hi guys, my name is Kayla. I'm here at the Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary this morning in Brisbane, Australia. We're about 11 k's from the city, so it takes about 20 minutes to get out here. We're home to about 70 different species of native Australian animals. Now, due to the current restrictions, we are currently closed to the public, but we thought this morning we would give you a little sneak peek, take you in for some behind the scenes action, meet up with some of our keepers, and just have a bit of a look around and see what we've been doing while we've been closed. So, in just a minute, you guys will follow me in. We'll head inside. Feel free to ask any questions if you want to along the way, but I think we're ready to go. Yeah? All right, cool. Come on guys, follow me. So, a little history about Lone Pine. We did open in 1927, so we've been around for a while. We're a bit of an institution here in Brisbane. We started out with 2 koalas. Their names were Jack and Jill, which is a little bit cute. We are now home to, there was a kookaburra on the fence, but it just took off right when we walked by. But we're now home to around 130 koalas. So from quite humble beginnings, we now have a very healthy breeding colony here at Lone Pine. So we are going to definitely see some koalas, but as I mentioned before, not just koalas. So we'll see what other animals might be waiting for us. So here we go through a little sneaky side entry gate as we come on through. So just up ahead, we do have some koalas, and of course, they're sleeping. Pretty classic move for koalas to be sleeping. This is a few of our younger boy koalas. So we do keep the males and the females separate for the most part, unless they're going to be housed together for breeding, if they're going to be a suitable match. So koalas do sleep between 18 to 20 hours a day, which some of us might be doing while we've been in isolation. But they sleep so much because of their diet. So they pretty much only eat eucalyptus leaf, and it doesn't give them a lot of energy. So they have to sleep to conserve their energy. So it is pretty likely that they are going to be sleeping while we're walking around today. But I think I see some animals waiting for us with their keepers. Come on this way. Oh, look who it is. Good morning. So enjoying a bit of sunshine down here. We've got our 2 dingo pups, but they're growing so fast. They're hardly pups anymore. Good morning. You can say good morning to me. That's all right.
So this busybody here is Sterling.
He doesn't really understand social distancing, guys. Sorry.
And we've also got Jindy, who's our female, and they are 9 months old. So they are still puppies, but as you can see, they are quite big.
Come on, pups. Come on down here. I know, it's very exciting.
Okay, we've done some training, haven't we? Sit. Yes. Good boy. Okay. We take these guys for walks around the sanctuary every day as well. So they enjoy having a bit of an adventure, a bit of an explore, with all the different smells and places to go and visit, staff to go and see, like Kayla.
Oh, hey, that's not good manners. Oh, goodness.
We are very excited this
Hey,
morning.
I know. It's very exciting.
Hey, you rascal.
I got a kiss right on the mouth then. Gross. Too much. Hello, I know I am very excited to see you. I know. Very good.
Hannah, our older dingo, she's already had her walk this morning. She got out nice and early, so it's puppy's time right now, isn't it?
So they do go out for walks every day when we're open as well. So they do like to meet people. I think that's probably why they're pretty excited to see people today. They're like, oh, yay, people!
Absolutely. There's not
How
quite
exciting!
as normal, so Sterling especially tends to make a beeline to go say hi these days. Okay.
Oh, I think he found some fun thing to roll around in, some fun smell. So going out for walks like that is really good enrichment for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I said, so many different things to see and smell. Sometimes when walking past our wombat exhibits, if there's an active wombat, we'll let them have a look over the fence, and that always gets their attention nicely.
Yeah.
And then we do other enrichment activities within their exhibit as well. So quite often with food, And even sometimes putting poo from some of the barn animals in for different smells and things to ruin it, which is lots of fun, isn't it?
And recently the goats had a little visit over on the other side of the dingo
They did,
enclosure.
so the dingoes were locked out of it while the goats got to come and have a visit, but they got to watch from the other side, which was really cool. And so the goats had a good time being in a different environment, and then the dingoes got to go back in once the goats were safely out and have all of those exciting smells and wander over to see what the goats had been exploring about as well.
Yeah, and they showed off a little bit of the obedience training just before, but I know they've done their little puppy training. So
that's right. So from young pups, we did a lot of work with these guys and getting them very comfortable with people as well. So it was a lot of socialization with humans so that they'd be happy around our guests, but also with the obedience training. So they're great on their leads when we take them out on walks. They can do sit, shake and drop on command. And then we do different conditioning things like checking their ears and their teeth as well, so that when the vet might have to do it for real, these guys are used to it and it's not too scary for them.
Cool.
So lots of training, lots of hands-on stuff.
Oh, well, I'm very glad we bumped into you guys. We might let you keep going with your walk because I know there are lots of sniffs to be sniffed
Love that.
and sights to be seen.
All right, let's go.
All right. Bye, guys. Have a good walk. See ya. That was pretty cute, even though we got jumped on and got little dingo smooches. Always a good start to the morning. We also do have our wombats that go out for walks periodically as well. The goats have been going out for walks. Even our snakes get brought out for sunning as well. So really important that we keep that up, even though we, are closed to the public. Obviously, a lot of those things like the training and enrichment, that all is going on as normal. Speaking of some training, we've got a koala here that's being having a little bit of training with our head koala keeper, Karen. So hello, Karen. Who have you got here today?
This is Hermit. Hermit will be turning 3 next month, so...
That went by fast. I can't believe he's already 3.
Hermit's a bit of a well-known koala at Lone Pine because he did have quite an interesting start to life. You can see his story on all of Lone Pine's pages, but he did have quite a lot going on in his life when he was tiny. But Hermit loves a cuddle, and anyone who's been, following Lone Pine's live streams or looking at the webcams, you would have seen that we've got keepers on the ground, working really hard to make sure that the standard of care isn't compromised in any way. But in amongst all of the cleaning and everything else, we have to make time to actually cuddle koalas.
Yeah.
Because even though we're not able to welcome visitors in at the moment, these guys really enjoy having this kind of contact. And someone like Hermit, if we just suddenly withdrew contact from him, well, he wouldn't accept it to start with.
He would be like, no, this is not okay.
Quite demanding of his cuddles at times.
Yeah.
So if we're trying to do something, he will actually just clip onto us and
He'll let you
demand
know.
a little cuddle. But, I'll be honest, it's not a hardship for the keepers.
I feel like it's not the roughest job, yeah. There's worse jobs.
This isn't the worst thing you have to do, I've got to say. But yeah, all the koalas, because they're so used to having so much attention from us, we still have to find time to give them the attention that they need.
Yeah.
It's all an important part of their care and their welfare and all that kind of thing as well.
Absolutely. He looks very comfortable.
And the keeper's welfare.
I feel like I might need a koala cuddle just before I leave today. Now, not all of the koalas at Lone Pine are ones that do come out for photos, is that right? So some
No,
do.
there's only a select few.
Yeah.
The ones whose personality lends itself to that kind of interaction. Not all of them are really keen to get as close as this to people. Some of them are quite happy just to be sitting off in the trees and observing from a distance. So we have to get to know the koalas really well so that we can understand their personalities and realise what it is that they need. Mm-hmm. But yeah, ones like Hermit is very much a people.
He's a level 5 clinger.
Yes, he is.
Keeper Karen, do you have a favourite koala?
I have quite a few. It's a little bit hard to select just one. Hermit's kind of up there with everybody's favourite just because he gives such good hugs. But certainly there's a few others that seem to take more of a place in your heart. All of them have a special place, but then you notice there's others that take a larger piece. Certainly for me, Yeti is one of my hands down favourites.
Yeah.
He's a very sweet, endearing little guy. But yeah, there's a few. I can't list them all.
And does Hermit have a little koala friend that he likes to hang out with?
Hermit actually has quite a lot of koala friends. He tends to, though, like to sit by himself when he's just within his space. He's got a favourite spot. So every time we come in here, we go to that spot and there's Hermit. So he's got a little favourite spot that he hangs out in. I think his preferred buddies are human a lot of the time. But yeah, certainly it's not unheard of to see him giving another one of the koalas a little cuddle from time to time as well.
And Julia wants to know, what do the koalas eat?
The koalas eat eucalyptus leaves, that's their staple diet. So this that you can see within their space is actually their food. You can hear one of the little guys is, oh, no, he was starting to have a chat, but
gave
then
up.
he's decided it's too much, he's gone back to sleep. So all of the leaf that you see within the space is where they live. That's actually not just, something for them to sit amongst, it's actually their food as well.
Cool. Thanks so much, Karen.
No worries.
I've just gotten a little bit of a hot tip, guys. I heard that one of our wombats was out and about. So we might leave you with your cuddles and say bye to Hermit and go and see if we can catch a peek of one of our beautiful wombats. So we've got 2 wombats that live down in this area. We have 3 wombats down in this area, 2 wombats up in another area, but this is where our common wombats live. We're gonna have a look out for Miss Bella, who's made an appearance today. She's been spending quite a bit of time out in the morning recently, actually, coming out in the sun and kind of soaking in that beautiful winter sun. Oh, and having a little bit of a scratch. So this is the gorgeous Bella. Maybe gonna have a bite of that grass. Oh, and we have another common wombat named Billy, who's also out at the moment. And Billy is on a bit of a staycation. He's from a place called Walkabout Creek, but his exhibit is getting upgraded. So we've said that he could have a little slumber party at Lone Pine while his exhibit gets finished up. And during the time that he's been staying at Lone Pine, he's developed a bit of a crush on Bella. And he's been very, very interested in her and smelling around for her. We finally decided, well, let's put them together and see how that goes. Of course, there was a lot of consultation and planning before that, but unfortunately, Bella does not really seem to be feeling as into Billy as he is for her. So the feeling's not been mutual just yet. She's been a little cranky if he gets too close, but you know what? Bless his heart, he has definitely been trying to woo her, but so far, no luck. But isn't she gorgeous? Just looks like a little potato. I think a few of my favorite wombat fun facts, there are a lot of them, but their bottoms are pretty amazing. They've got a hard, bony cartilage plate under the skin on their backside, and it's flat, and they use that to protect the entrance to their burrow. So you can see that they've been doing a bit of burrowing back behind there, starting a little bit of a den. If any predator, obviously there's no predators here, but out in the wild, if a predator tried to sneak into the burrow, they'd use their bottom to kind of block the door and keep anything out. We do let them burrow and let them dig. We, from time to time, have to collapse the burrows and let them start over again, but they don't seem to mind. It's one of their favorite things to do, favorite pastime. And my other fun fact about wombats is that they do square poops, which, how good is that? So cool. Cool, well that was really awesome that we got to see a peek of them. We might sneak back around and see if we might be able to meet up with our reptile keeper. I know around this time of the day, he usually brings a couple of snakes out for sunning. So there's one spot in particular that I know he likes to sun the snakes. We'll go and see if we can check him out on the way. See if we can spot Hermit again. So we're walking past our reptile and amphibian house where we've got some snakes and lizards and frogs. But we're gonna sneak right past, walk past our monitor lizards on the way. I don't know if they'll be super visible. It is the winter, so they're not as active. They're just spending a lot of time sleeping. We might get a little peek of them. We've got some of our lace monitors, Mertens water monitors, and the Parenti. Our Parenti's name is Hendrix. He's actually been doing some training recently with his keepers to do target training and also to wear a little harness so that he can go out on walks. So he's been going on walks around his exhibit, and we're kind of building up to taking him for walks out around the sanctuary, which is pretty darn cool. We'll just watch our heads as we go under the bridge here. G'day, Dave. Good, how are you? Ooh, who have we got here? Eric. All right, guys, so this is Keeper Dave. Come on, Keeper Dave, don't be shy. And one of our gorgeous olive pythons, Eric. You guys match really well, I have to say. Did you coordinate your outfits today?
Yes, we did.
I thought so, yes. Very good camouflage. So could you tell us a little bit about olives and
Yep. So
about Eric?
Eric's an olive python. The olive python is the second largest species of snake or python that you can find in Australia. And you'll find them up in the northern regions, so northern part of Northern Territory, Western Australia and Queensland. And they get up to around 13 feet in length. At that size, they've been recorded eating animals as large as adult female kangaroos, also sub-adult freshwater crocodiles. At this size, he would be looking for large possums, water birds, and when they hatch out, they're only about 30 centimetres long, just a really cute miniature version of what he is there now, any small rodents and smaller birds.
He's gorgeous.
Very, very recognisable species, and obviously the name olive python comes from this beautiful olive coloured skin.
So with the snakes that come out for sunning, does that include the venomous snakes?
Yes, we do get the venomous snakes out for sun and exercise. We pretty much just bring them out into this area here behind me. Always 2 reptile keepers present,
Yep.
should anything go astray, but yeah.
Why is it important for them to come out and, oh, the noisy minor birds or the Mickey birds have cottoned on to the fact that there's a snake here, letting us know how they feel about it? Hello. So yeah, why is it important for them to come out and get
So
sun?
it's important to get the snakes out for a bit of a stretch, just for their own sort of mental stimulation and well-being. I mean, no one likes being stuck in a small room for your entire life. So every day we try and just rotate through the snakes in the collection. We'll always get a couple out so they can cruise around, you know, sit in the sun, do all the things that a snake should be doing.
I have another question.
Shoot,
Can I have a pat?
you sure can.
Aw. It's been a while since I've gotten to have a snake pat.
So Eric loves getting out. He actually does photos here at Lone Pine. Loves doing all that sort of stuff. Interacts really well with the customers.
So we have opportunity for people to have a snake hold and a snake photo during the day. Eric's one of the superstar snakes that will come out for the snake photos. He also meets people on private tours, so we've got a range of kind of premium wildlife experiences. We have a whole reptile encounter where you meet some snakes and lizards and do enrichment for them. And then our other tours kind of, some of them include a snake encounter as well, and he's one of the cool snakes that you could meet on an encounter.
And David would like to know, what do you feed him at the sanctuary?
So Eric gets fed a variety of prey, anything from chickens to rabbits, rats and guinea pigs occasionally.
And how often does he eat?
In summer we feed him once a fortnight. In winter though, which is right now, he hasn't actually eaten for nearly a month, and he won't need to eat for another 2 to 3 months.
So his metabolism is slowed right down and
They're
he's
very,
good to
very
go.
efficient.
Yeah.
Are they a lot more slow when they're not eating?
Yeah, so in winter, you know, they sort of go into a state of torpor, so that just everything really slows down. They move around their enclosures less. They basically just move under the heat for a couple of hours and then they'll go back into their hide, whereas in summer they're sort of just cruising around all the time, really, really active.
Cool. Thanks, Dave.
No problem.
We might leave you to it. Let Eric
you.
have a bit of a stretch and a bit of a slither. He's definitely smelling us right now with his tongue flicking out. Bye, Eric.
Enjoy your day.
Thanks. Just gonna give my hands a bit of a clean. It's something we're doing, just being really careful, obviously, while we're closed. Making sure we're maintaining social distancing and good hygiene, and also just getting everything ready for when we are able to open, because we're obviously very keen to have people back at Lone Pine, and actually the animals are quite keen as well. You saw how excited dingoes were to see you. Another group of animals that we've been making sure we're maintaining a lot of contact with to make sure that they keep getting used to people is our kangaroos. So you guys are gonna follow me into the Kangaroo Reserve now. We're gonna feed a few of the kangaroos, and it is something that we've all been doing just when we're on site. If you've got a spare few minutes, hop up, feed the kangaroos so that they do stay used to hand feeds and things like that. Over on the other side there's a fence here. We've got our raptor area, our bird of prey area, and we normally have 2 shows during the day. We're still running those shows, but instead of guests, we're having staff come and sit as the audience, and that's just so that the birds can, keep that routine going, because that is really important for them. Also, of course, to come out and have that stimulation, that enrichment, but it keeps them in practice, and it's something that we're still going ahead with. So, follow me. I think this is one of my favorite areas of Lone Pine. Sometimes on my lunch break, I like to just come up here and just sit and chill with the kangaroos. So we've got over 100 kangaroos and wallabies, as well as 3 friendly emus who might come up and have a bit of a sticky beak if they're a bit curious. So come on through and we'll see where they are. So this area here, both sides of the reserve together is about 5 hectares. So it's about 12 acres. So they have lots of room to roam. They are a grazing animal, so they do have grass to nibble, but they do get the pellets as well, which we're going to feed them a bit of pellets. So follow me. We've got 2 different species of kangaroos, eastern grey kangaroos and red kangaroos, and then 2 species of wallabies. So we've got redneck wallabies and swamp wallabies. The wallabies seem a little more shy. They usually kind of hang out more out around the perimeter, whereas the kangaroos are a little more willing to come up. So we've got a little mob of eastern greys right up here. They do hang out together. It's not like the eastern greys are in one area and the reds are in another. They kind of have their favorite areas, but they will commingle as well. And you can see they're very curious about us. Oh, what have we got? See if they want a little bit of food. Hello, mate. What do you reckon? There you go. Oh, very gentle. Oh, maybe not. Let's see if someone else wants a bit of a feed. Hello. So these are all eastern grey kangaroos right here. Yeah. And they're very, very gentle. I think most of these are females, but there is a male over there looking quite macho with his muscles. They do have a rest area, so normally if we were open and there were people around here feeding them, if at any point they weren't keen for any interaction and they maybe wanted a little bit of a break or they just weren't hungry, they've got a rest area where they can go and hang out and just kind of have a break from it. Usually they're quite keen for a feed, just can't seem to make up your mind. There we go.
Kayla, what is the difference between the eastern grey and red kangaroos?
Yeah, so we'll see if we can find some red kangaroos after this. They have different faces, and I think the easiest way to tell the difference is by their tail. So the eastern greys have a black tip of their tail. It goes down to be quite dark down at the end there. The red kangaroos have a lighter color fur, and their tail is like white and kind of doesn't go dark down at the end. The reds can get a little bit bigger, but yeah, they're just different faces. We'll see if we can find some red kangaroos. Let's have a look. Where might they be? I also see the emus, but they're Okay, the emus are way off that way, but we might go over to where we keep some of our bigger male kangaroos. So we do have males on either side, but to control the population so that we're not just overrun with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kangaroos, most of the males that can still breed are separated from the females, and that's because kangaroos are very prolific breeders. They can reproduce very, very quickly. In fact, female kangaroos are pretty much constantly pregnant in the wild. They can do something called embryonic diapause, where they can mate with a male and keep a fertilized egg suspended in utero. And then if the conditions aren't suitable, they won't release that egg. But then if like the rains come and there's grass, they can just decide to have a baby. So we've got some of our big boys in here. Follow me. Hello, mates. And these are mostly red kangaroos, with the exception of one eastern gray right there. But these are our reds. Now, you would think that the red kangaroos would be red and the eastern grays would be gray. It's not quite that simple. The females can be kind of like a bluish silvery color, and the reds can be quite red. So like this fella up here, he is very, very red. Hello. Now these guys can get, the male red kangaroos can get around 2 meters tall, so they can get really, really big and very strong. They've got these big, strong forearms. Looks like they've been pumping iron. Now, in the social hierarchy of a kangaroo, there would be a mob, so a group of females and younger males, and then one dominant alpha male within that mob. And you might have heard of kangaroos boxing or fighting. That is just a natural way that the males will kind of keep their spot as the top kangaroo and get to mate with the females in the mob. So we don't really, I mean, every now and then there might be a little bit of a little scrap between the boys, but generally they're obviously really chill with each other. There's not females over here, so they're all pretty like, yeah, it's all good. We can just relax. There you go. Another difference between the reds and the grays is that I think the reds are a bit softer. They're both really soft, but the reds are like really soft, and sometimes they like a little bit of a scratch. Oh, you're gonna come up for some. That's all right, there's plenty to go around. Here you go, mate. You can really see the difference between the red and the eastern gray here. A really good side-by-side comparison. Hello. Not a bad life, just chilling and having people bring you food. Yes, there you go. Back behind me, can't really see it, but that kind of stretches around the back of Lone Pine is one of our eucalyptus plantations. Obviously, feeding all of those koalas is a big job, so we've got a few plantations where we grow our leaf, harvest it for the koalas. Yes, I know you want more. Hello? Hello? It's being very gentle. There we go.
Carla, how often are the kangaroos fed?
So they get fed pellets every day. The head macropod keeper will do something called a call to line, which is actually pretty impressive. She'll go to the feed troughs and make a big loud noise, and she'll call them, and she'll say, I don't even know what she says, something like, hello, kangaroos, I don't know, makes a big noise, and all the kangaroos come running and they get their feed, their pellets in the trough, and it's an opportunity for the keeper to do a bit of a health check. So she'll, or he, whoever's on for the day, will go and do a check of each kangaroo, make sure everyone's all good and healthy, and do a quick count as well, make sure everyone's accounted for. So they do get pellets every day. Since there aren't people coming into the park and feeding the kangaroos, we've been giving them more pellets to kind of supplement that. But then they can also graze and eat the grass around as well. No. Great question. I know you want more. Hello. One of my favorite kangaroos in here is named Mr. Miyagi. He's a big, gentle giant. He's one of the biggest boys, but he's a real softie, real sweetheart. He's actually one of the animals that you can sponsor at the moment. We're doing an animal sponsorship program. So you can support the animals at Lone Pine while we are closed to the public. So that's something you can see on our website. Hello. What do you think?
So what's involved in the sponsorship?
It's just a one-off payment of $20, so it's not a commitment. It's not something that you have to commit to for a year or anything like that. It's a one-off payment of $20, and you get a certificate and a little info about the sponsor animal and updates about that animal as well, and a little thank you letter.
And can you select which animal you sponsor?
Yeah, so we have Poppy the koala, Mr. Miyagi the kangaroo, Aruna, one of our platypuses, Hendrix the parenti is a sponsor animal, and Spirit, who's a wedge-tailed eagle. So there's something for everyone. Oh, and Jindy the dingo pup as well. So if you met Jindy today and she melted your heart because she's such a little cutie and you want to sponsor her, you can hop on and sponsor. Oh, you're just going to go straight to the bucket, hey? Straight to the source. No wasting time for you, huh? But yeah, check it out. It is a good way to just kind of stay connected and just help support us as well during this time, which has been difficult for everybody, I'm sure. But again, even though we are still closed to the public for now and keeping an eye on government regulations, we're still doing all of these things like feeding the kangaroos, and all of the animal welfare and the enrichment and everything that's the highest priority is still going on. But we can't wait to welcome people back to Lone Pine, hopefully soon. And I know the kangaroos will be very excited to see people back again as well, as long as you bring them some food. They will be very keen to say hello. But thank you guys so much for tuning in today and following me around Lone Pine, getting a bit of a sneak peek. Hope you're all staying safe and keeping well. We might go and visit a few more of the kangaroos, give them all a bit of a feed. But take care, everyone. Thanks.